one of the best videos right here that you are going to watch. Distraction. Distraction, day 9. Oh, perfect. The symbol of completion in my life path number. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get you. That was me on my intro video on the channel. Day 9 distraction, bro. You know why I'm hyped for this one? Because this one, I need to tell y'all something. Anything that is not serving you in your life or to the path, whatever, as long as it is technically distraction too, like games and stuff. Everything could be a form of distraction, but let me tell you about the real things, at least for me, that I consider distractions aside from like entertainment and escapism. Distractions like the news, the media, narratives getting twisted and flipped and all of that stuff. That is distraction. You have to understand something, right? You have to understand your energy, so your field. Picture your field. I know it's going to sound cliche because it's like 100 mofos online are all saying the same thing. Picture your field, your energy field, and what you're trying to achieve as a frequency, right? A radio frequency. Say you're on this level right now, getting distracted, you're really into whatever's going on, but where you want to get to in your life is on a higher channel, channeling, and you need to turn the frequency to that frequency. You need to turn the dial, maybe up or down, who knows, but probably up. Well, technically there wouldn't be an up or down, it's left or right. Anyways, you want to tune into that frequency, right? But if you're getting distracted by all these other frequencies, so say this, right? Your frequency that you want to get to is here. This is where you're at. Here's a bunch of distortion and distraction in between. So say you switch right here, boom. But now that you're here, you're getting distracted by this thing. Now you're getting distracted by this thing. Maybe these distractions are causing you to go back to this thing. And you're buffering yourself to hear that frequency, to stand over there where you want to get to. That is all the things like news, media, false things getting pushed to you, even things that if your mind has not accepted yet as entertainment can distract you in. So say like you're listening to a certain type of music. Well, those things definitely influence your body. I know you've seen the people put 432 hertz versions of songs all over the place, or 440, they tell you that 440 is the one that's disrupting you, and 432 hertz is the one that aligns with the natural water molecules of your body, and it shows you what it actually does to you. I remember this dude had a funny image on his YouTube of like showing what 440 does to you and what 432 hertz does to you, and basically the 440 hertz had like the eye sockets like all the way down. I think it was an exaggerated picture, of course. I don't know if it has a visual effect on your eyes, but it definitely has an effect on your mood. So when I talk about distraction and distortions, it could be whatever you consider that to be, but anytime you feel like you're getting drained by something, well, there's a distraction for you. Distraction and or distortion. I'm throwing distortion in there because they play back and forth, because the distortion is like when I explained you jumping from frequencies and never really hitting that frequency because you're filling the main one you're at with a bunch of nonsense. You're switching to frequencies that don't matter when you need to just be focused on switching to the main one. So distractions and distortions can really stop you from doing that. And it can be anything, guys. I'm about to hurt a lot of feelings with what I'm about to say, but it could be a number of things. It could be them dating apps. It could be Instagram. It could be paying attention to other people's lives. It's kind of going back to the last episode I did, which was patience. Like, that could be a distraction for you. You're too into social media. You're not separating it. See, when I talk about the separation is because if you can get to a place in your mind where you really do see these things as purely entertainment, then you're good, because you're not connected to it in a way where you have too much of a deep emotional connection. I feel like a lot of people get trapped in that with today's climate of the internet, because you see things on the internet, you're not critically thinking, which I should probably just make critical thinking one of the tiers. But for me, critical thinking, which people say that I'm good at, I can't necessarily clamp down on what it means for me. But I would just think critical thinking is like common sense. But pretty much, critically thinking things. You have to be able to make that separation between entertainment and what's truly actually going on, because you're just getting distracted by things or getting you thrown off your path. So for another example I can give you is, say you watch a movie, right? And the point of the movie, say like Inception, Inception is actually meant to teach you about the subconscious mind. Like, there's a lot of metaphysical things in Inception that are really freaking dope, right? But say you watch a movie like Get Out, right? And the message is very clear, but you're over here thinking it's really deep, or you're thinking it's something not, or you get so invested in it when it's like, no, okay, this is purely a horror movie for entertainment with stuff that is kind of basic science and knowledge that's already known. Don't get distracted by what the movie's trying to do, or it's just trying to be a movie. It's trying to be entertainment. And this is where I will agree, not everything is deep, because that can get you also trapped and distracted. You're distracting yourself from the real work. No, like, most of the things that are happening outside of yourself that people create, people are manifesting into reality, are distractions. But the biggest thing I think to come for people is like addictions too. Addictions, and like gaming addiction, prawn addiction, those damn shrimps. That's what prawns are, right? But the prawn addiction, I know you know what I mean. And like apps, getting stuck in these apps. Like, one thing that I did want to show in this video was my screen time. And I'm going to break down, like, I really do feel like you don't have to be like the literal David Goggins of micromanaging your entire life to a crazy degree. But let me see. So right here, I'm going to show you. So my daily average right now, it's usually lower, like right here. You'll see it if you can read those graphs. But right now it's 5 hours and 9 minutes. And then today, it's 7 hours. So you're probably like, whoa, 7 hours. No, let me show you. YouTube was 5 hours, 5 of those hours. And the other 2 were not a lot. But here, let me show you. I got to get it, but I'm trying to, I can't multitask. So another one of those hours came from this meditation track. This is a no ads, far away, 10 hours of deep, soothing relaxation. And I was falling asleep to this, which actually inspired me to say, get out. As I fell asleep, let me show you. Oh, my watch history is off because I don't want my algorithm to be all tainted. But I can actually show you on screen what I fell asleep to, and I put it on. So it was going on this morning when I woke up, and it's what gave me the 5 hours. But I didn't. Obviously, I wanted it to seep into my subconscious mind. That's the technique I was using. But I'm going to show you right here if I can. This is going to get a bit trippy. It didn't get trippy. Boom. Okay. So this lecture by Brother Panic, you are the second place, now get out. That's why I made the reference, is 5 hours. So it's 5 hours long, so I put it on before I went to sleep. But any other time I'm using this thing right here, it is either for business, to check in with my mom, and then I'm off it, bro. People are too connected to these things, bro. And I've been saying this for years, and it's just funny being how young I am. And I was on this, and I knew people were getting distracted, and I got memed on for it, man, when I said that people were too distracted with Facebook and things. But no, man, these things are really, like, what people don't understand is, right, okay, so scientifically, let's throw all the scientific goo-blah in here, right? You just have to understand, we have a psyche, right? So what would everything in reality be based on? We're going to go back to your mind thing, right? So then when you're wasting your time scrolling through certain things, what is happening? And when you know you could be maybe taking an hour to hit the gym, but you've spent an hour. I know, because there's someone personal to me, no disrespect to them, where I've seen their phone time and it's 8 hours on goddamn TikTok. What? So with all those hours, you could be making a little extra money, maybe reading a book, maybe writing in a journal, maybe going for a jog, maybe hitting nature, maybe literally doing anything else. Guys, it's so common, bro. Common sense is not so common anymore, bro. You see what I mean? If you have a goal to get to, distortion will keep you from achieving that. You literally, the 8 hours that you spend in an app, which I hope none of you are, unless it's for memes and jokes and good vibes, because that adds to your aura, well then, and sometimes I wouldn't even lie. Sometimes I feel like you do have to check out the news and things just to get caught up on the current events of what's going on. But try to find a news outlet or whatever that is covering these things unbiased and is just trying to give you the real, not beat around the bush or whatever, because you cannot trust a lot of these things, and it's been like that for years. But more things that play into distraction and programming are like these shows that people watch. I want to say our parents, because my mom was into watching some of that MTV stuff, and I said, yo, you gotta let that stuff go, Mom, because it's like reliving the arguments and fights that you've had in your life. So it's just trauma TV. That's what I call it, trauma TV. It's trying to program you and make you think that people are like this. And one thing that I've seen from B.O.B. in one of his vlogs, or I think it was either a vlog or like a podcast he was on, and he was invited to talk, where he talked about going to another country, and he was like getting a haircut or something, and he was telling the people, like black people don't act like what you see on TV, but this programming and distraction is why they think like that. So yeah, this is very real. You are getting programmed. So remember, you need to consciously be paying attention to what you're paying attention to, or it's getting thrown in the subconscious mind, and it is hindering your process. And anyone that wants to come test me on it, come test me on it. No, but in all seriousness, it is hindering your process, and I'm not playing. And if you think I'm lying, well, look in your life where you can optimize your life a tad bit better, and where it's literally going to a bunch of useless stuff. I'm telling you, because distortion and distraction are one of the biggest things. And we didn't even get into the biggest degree of it, which could be being around the wrong circle of people. That can be the biggest distortion and distraction in your life. One thing that I'm starting to realize now in my life is that coworkers are coworkers. I will meet friends and anything else outside my jobs. That's my own personal thing, not because these people aren't bad. Now, I had a great experience with everyone from the security thing I was under. Amazing people. But I had something else in an experience that changed my whole mind on that, and it's distance. We're here to make our money and go home. That's it. And then meet everybody else at like parks or maybe outings or events. Maybe you're into something, but that's what you fill your time with. Because getting involved in the wrong group could be one of the most distracting things ever. And again, speaking to a younger crowd, this obviously makes, think about school or whatever, and that's a big thing too. Being in school, being with the wrong crowd in school. I can't really speak from my own personal experience because I was kind of like a solo dolo person anyways, but you can already see how your friends at school may not be on the same thing you're on. And if you're like one of those people, or young ones coming up into spirituality, when you start being authentically yourself, clapping back to that video, that the people around you start to change and fall off anyways. Some of you may think you're weird. Some of them may think you lost your mind, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you know what it is. This whole thing is just a test for you. So make sure you are passing that test. Getting back on distraction and distortion, because I got a little off topic right there. It could be anything, bro. It could literally be anything. You gotta, through meditation, which I don't know if I'm gonna make meditation one of these. I feel like it's just so self-explanatory. Through meditation, you'll start nailing these. So yeah, you'll start really understanding how to manage distractions and distortions within your life. Distortion, I feel like I didn't touch on that a lot. I brought it up, but I'm not really touching on it because it's almost like I'm kind of hoping that you kind of get distortion. But distortion is just what comes from the distraction. So it's like, I'll give you an example. Me and my cousin, we would talk on the phone, and literally when we're talking about real shit and we're really spitting to each other, we're bouncing off each other. All of a sudden, helicopters and airplanes want to start going over the house, and then the connection wants to start dropping on the phone. It's like, that's a little bit suspicious, and that's distortion. It's like, oh, we're getting distorted because we're spitting some real to us. There's like a little distortion in there, and it's also like a distraction because we paused the conversation to talk about the goddamn airplane going and the goddamn helicopter. It's just that, when I'm delivering this, I'm delivering it with the mindset that common sense is still a thing. So hopefully you're getting most of what I'm saying. a little Easter egg that I wanted to throw in here for you, and to just prove that I'm purely doing this for entertainment. Recently, I just got another one as I opened the app. I'm just doing this for the sake of, because in the new place that I was, manifesting the move to, I made it a point that I'm not ever, like, if I ever wanted to, maybe I'll save this. I'll save this actually. I'll save this one. I'll save this one. I'll save this one. But don't get distracted, my fellas. My fellas out there, I feel like for the biggest thing, for if I'm talking to dudes, man, talking to guys, bro, stay away from them girls, bro. Stay away from them girls, especially if you're a good-looking dude, man. If you're a good-looking dude that's younger than me, man, or older than me or whatever, careful, man. Build your life first before you start getting women involved. Seriously, please, please, on the prettiest, please. Man, personal experience, I'm sure you can tell. Please, just build your life. And this goes for girls too, man. Seriously, ladies out there, the ones with the beautiful hearts, please go through what you got to go through. Because I feel like, again, it's so hard to say, oh, don't do this, because certain experiences do build. You came here to experience something. But if you're really heeding the gems that I'm dropping, then if you're someone who needed to hear that message, then yeah, this is the time you wake up and don't do it. But if you're someone who thinks they just got to go with the flow and go through these experiences, whatever, experience them. It may be the highest version of yourself will come out of this. But yeah, anyways, okay, I am out of here. Peace. See y'all for day 10. We got 3 days left. 10, 11, 12. I love shooting all of this when I'm shooting it, which is I'm just going back to back because I'm in a flow. So yeah, love this. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace. Don't get distracted. Hey, there's nothing more for you here. This is the end of the video. Now, you can either subscribe, or you can leave, or you can stay and subscribe. Or this will be the last time we meet, or maybe not. Maybe we're meeting again. Maybe you just decided to let the video play all the way through. Maybe I don't want to think about that. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out of here.